So I have about 15 quests before I start getting into what I would call pre-Endwalker. Um, so 5.4 will probably be two videos. We'll see. But welcome back. Let's get started. Oh, greetings, Sapphire. Come to look in come to look in on our friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them and have satisfied myself that they are in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene at Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent up energy. Let's join them, shall we? Interesting we're not using the solar, but I kinda get it.
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I have a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone!
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
I don't believe we've met.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it. Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting. I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the gathering of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alize, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. I'm sure Becklug will remind us we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can by tempering. There's just one problem. Research in the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, mayhaps, but what of their ancient counterparts? I know the Allegans took a more than passing interest in the subject. I was going to say pressing. And if what we seek is found anywhere, it would surely be at the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Back to Azus Law, where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Azus Law, which means we'll need an airship. Not really, but okay. An airship, you say? Meet me at the north bank of Silvertear Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, come prepared to travel. Well, this is going to be interesting. Are we meeting up with Sid? Or is it, Wedge and Briggs? Wedge and Biggs, I think. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. Where did we get this? I built her as a company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones. I named her for luck and prosperity. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coinkeeper. I'd also introduce myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. But that's alright. Besides, we've hired this capable fellow here instead. Oh, who's this? The Bonanza is equipped with a full compartment of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Azus Law. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard! I kinda wanna figure out another glam. Oh, we're here. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tazaro has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Az's Law, and Alphinaud's report did not do the scale of this place justice. Just realized. It appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Az's Law, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to an aetheryte, beyond which there will be an informational terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. It's a little interesting that it's almost like they're introducing Az's Law to us for the first time, even though we've been here before. But then again, G'raha and Alizé have not been here, so that does make sense. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to temporary. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption and overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No. Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is where to look. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have headquarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at the Habisphere control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the monocutters. We will need them to reach our destination. Huh? I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship. We'll see you at the Habisphere. Nice! Alright. Half horse will travel. Like, I'm not even sure where I'm going. Like, I wonder what Az's Law was like when it was whole. Like, seriously. the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, the evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Again, foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the Fourth Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it would be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Return to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example. Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through the yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a certain energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant aether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? I am. The report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning aspected aether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. I feel like Graha has eidetic memory. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much Alakid knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, 'tis more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard, if I may, I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the aether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. Jeez, Alexander contest. The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come third. I don't know why you think it's gonna come in third, but okay. Bravo, that was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. Who in the world? I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations. The lightning shard is yours. You remember that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest-to-God's hero, after all. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. But one last thing. Thank you, Sapphire, for bringing me here. I was expecting it to be I was expecting it to be like Xenos. Mainly Fandaniel, actually. Alice had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Sapphire. And not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent, the system responded exactly as intended. Now we have to access the hemisphere. Only one obstacle remains. The security systems within. They should be triggered. They could make life for us rather difficult. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. I also gotta figure out what to do with my here. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. I'm sure this Owen fella was very learned, but icon corruption, in overview, sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of Aether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphinaud's was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlene's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's charged policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the end, of course, Alphino was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which, I mean, the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for that. I should have liked to have met the young Alphino. For what it is worth, my thesis concerning the Allegan civilization is depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. Didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. Huh. My peers at the Students of Baldessian convinced me to write one with the promise of utter fettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, the Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we open it? Find out. Initializing, scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified. Member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. I keep forgetting Graha is a member of royalty. Well, if I remember right, he's sort of a member of royalty. Because of his eye. Never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doka and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for Icon corruption. Searching. One item found. Icon corruption and overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Uh-oh. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice note the password. Right, let's see. Glory be to Allag. Nope. Long live Emperor Zandi? Oh, jeez. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance, password. I will know if this works. The notation that the password could be something so inane would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Royal Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaid. Oh my god! What did that thing just call me? Oh boy. Correct password again. Be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle and manually extract what we need. Of course she would jump to that. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. Come, let us bear the note back to the Rising Stones. Jeez. So I'm pretty sure... I know you go to Chartland, for sure. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rombros did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much I might look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Look at them all but running. How sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? Wonderful news, Sepher. Tataru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way, here as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Kryl? As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to the recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Secession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial Legion in the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. Meaning, of greatest concern to us is the Illard, a legion aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from the House of Brutus. Oh. Which has a hand from, which is Fan Daniel in league with Xenos. Brutus. Aren't they the ones who took in Yotsuru and Asahi? Their bodies... This bodies. This bodes well. Xenos movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such times as they do, all the Allied leaders feel it be unwise to interfere in the conflict, and so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem at once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the time, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lomensons, in particular, struggle in their efforts, and Alphino and Yustola have been called upon to aid them. Wait, what's happening in Lomensa? So long as we are dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. Sid. Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something, was it? What is it? I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Crystal Tower. Well, a treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you need to find the password of this Elegance report. Just so, with nary a clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus return to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitech terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rambrose. It contained an Allegan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to to a terminal and set it to work right away. Love the bell. Ah, looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Huh, short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, milady. Node, open the report entitled Icon Corruption and Overview. Password, freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the aether of the soul. Said aether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent, no one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the aether of an icon, this changes, their soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. Oh, so this is like, this is pretty much like Moonbrita. By the way, by way of an example, exposure to the aether of the fiend Sephiroth, would cause the subject's aether to become aligned with the element of Earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with Earth aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. Oh. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributed to elemental alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come from consuming their entire existence. In this manner do the corrupted become worshippers of the icon. Their prayers serve to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of icon corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, men and women, all fell victim to the corruption. And in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Wait, what do you mean not essential? Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision. And for my impertinence, I've been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I record it in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. In recording. Huh. So, not even the Alligans were able to find a cure. Or rather, were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate a tempered soul, I fear it would do not to diminish the icon's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow need to suppress the Primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation. That is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Though, through thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did. You are right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the base for a cure. Then perhaps it's better we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. But it'll take more circulating power, a lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? I was gonna say, like, what did he just realize? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure and a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minding to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. I love Totaro just cheering him on. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? Right, while Grahatia and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I will round up some adventurers to go on a gathering spree. In that case, I'll trust Sapphire and Alize with the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Where are we going? Take them to the Sky Steel manufacturer in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Thanalin. The people there will give you what you need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thanalin. Alright. To the Foundation. I don't remember where the Sky Steel manufacturer is, but I think I do. Okay, it is over there. I swear, it always feels like it's going to start raining here. Stand in the Sky Steel manufacturer. What does it require? So you're after ceruleum. In that case, please present the note to our engineer at the airship landing. He'll be glad to assist you. I think I went the wrong way, didn't I? I went the wrong way. Where is the airship? Oh, wait. I think I know where it is. That would just be easier just to use the Aether network. Ceruleum, you've come to the right man. Fair warning though, the price has shot up on account of the uncertainty with the Empire, so I hope you've got the coin. Well now, the promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's as good as gold to me.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places. As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course. Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find. I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day? A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Why does Alice look like she's, like, half slayed?
Oh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more, now that I look at it. Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
Nero? Yep.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering. But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
Ask Jessie. She was the one who hired you. All I know is you're an employee of the Ironworks now, so you'll bloody well earn your keep.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic.
I love it, we're both nodding off.
Damn it. It's overloading.
She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh!
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There! I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such time as we put it to the proof. But I'm quite confident. Well, if we're to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. That's aft castle. I've realized most locations are aft castle. Weird. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring out Gabu to us at once.
Apologies for the wait. Gabu, have you been good? Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment? Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin. Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn. Tis done.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allagans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one. I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Well, this seems as good a spot as any to have a rest.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light-corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. and to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled, and her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion. I should, I know. Yet, despite my good intent, I have the feeling that I would only succeed in incurring her ire.
Oh, jeez.
Alize, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Gaboo!
They're finally putting an end to this storyline that we started in Realm. Or was it later?
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether, and while Alize was able to heal Gaboo alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gaboo, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then, the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
As she will be at pains to remind me, I have not paid Master Montoya a visit since returning from the Firs, but this seems as good as time as any. Come, let us make for her cave. Oh god. Idleshire? Idleshire. Been a hot minute. I was just like, where am I going? Okay. Oh, that's right. Gotta go outside first. Oh, I need to see when I can collect my mountain suit. Actually, I think she's this way. So this is Old Charlayan. Charlian is elsewhere. Very interested in seeing what kicks off Endwalker. I'm starting to get into an area of things that I do not know. I take it you are ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil? Very well. Oh boy.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
Uh-oh.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day. So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxes with the power to stir the soul. Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother porxie, as it were. Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Alright, off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make your familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars, and mayhap a monster or two, but nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider cleaning up the place payment for your help. Fine, we'll do it. Good girl. Now, if there's no other objections, I suggest you run along to Maker's Quarter. I'll send one of my porogos ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only tell him who you are. One can't be too careful after all. Off you go. Greetings, Ribbit, and welcome to my good mistress's relic. Puro Rogo is my name, and I'm honored to be your guide. Hold on. Within you will find a space dedicated to the makings of familiars, along with a cavern wherein the requisite ingredients may be held. I must warn you, however, that the place has not played host to a single soul, much less a broom, in over 15 years, and will, I regret, be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I shall see to it you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word and I shall show you in.
I stand ever ready.
Victory will be ours!
My strength is yours!
This one's gonna be a maze. Why?
Right. To begin with, I need you to gather a few ingredients. Listen well to what the Porogos say, or you'll wish you had.
Please follow me. Put down any pests that are in the way. This is gonna be fun.
Just the beginning.
Protect me!
Away with you!
then. Let's get this over with. Newborns are wont to be difficult. Sure, who's in charge? There we are. Quite tame.
Then all that remains is for me to imbue her with the magic. My friends, I'm afraid I must trouble you for your ether once more. That should suffice.
Good. Let's set her to work then, shall we? I want to see some porkses. Assuming, that is, someone can spare the requisite energy. A mere drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say. Excellent. Our very own litter of Angelos. And we can make as many more as we want, simply by providing the Mother Porksy with additional ether.
I will require a moment before I try again.
It's still hard work, but a damn sight more efficient than making them one by one. Thank you, Master Matoya. Everyone, we're a step closer to our goal.
Distributed amongst the allied nations, they should do much to facilitate closer dialogue with the beast tribes. And given their present travails, I believe our friends in Limsa Laminsa should be the first beneficiaries.
Agreed. Though I must leave this errand to you. I doubt my legs will carry me out of the cave, much less to Vilbrand. Thank you for taking the lead in gathering the ingredients. I expect you would benefit from a rest too.
In addition to the porkses, I trust you've gained an inkling of how much effort goes into the creation of familiars. Or mayhap you attribute your struggles to old age?
If I said yes, would it persuade you to treat me like an adult?
Not with that pertness, it wouldn't. Anyway, assuming you have no other favors to ask, I shall be leaving.
Lest you wonder, Master Matoya has returned to her cave with Shtola. They are as peas in a pod, are they not? Okay, so with that, we will end it here. Thanks for coming out and watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I believe this is releasing... This should be posting in August. I'm very ahead of myself, so... when this goes up, I'm hoping to be in the middle of Endwalker or somewhere thereabouts. And if you want, go over to Twitch, follow me there. Turn on notifications so you know when I go live, whenever I go live. Till then, be good to yourself, be good to others, and of course, as usual, stay true to you. Laters.